Hello friends, good evening. This is Ravikanth Reddy. I'm a food lover. I enjoy eating food. I enjoy cooking food and I enjoy sharing food. For me, food is a very important part of my life, and trying out different cuisines, new food at various places is something I really enjoy. I learned the cooking during my bachelor days when I was at Bangalore, and I tried out several recipes for my daily consumption. Over a period of time, I started enjoying that, and then I stumbled upon vareva.com, the website of Chef Sanjay Tuma, from where I picked up very good recipes, and one of them turned out to be my favorite, and it is chicken biryani, chicken dum biryani, the Hyderabadi style. What I have done is, over a period of time, I have used Kumara's recipe and improvised in my own way, so that even a student with limited resources in his kitchen, or a housewife or a homemaker, can do it without any trouble. So today I will be demonstrating the Hyderabadi chicken dum biryani using my recipe. Let me take you through the ingredients I use for my recipe. Apart from the standard recipe that is given with most of the masala boxes, I add several more ingredients to make it more flavorful. After having tried various masalas, including whole masalas, I finally felt that Bane Nawab's biryani masala is the right one for my kind of recipe. So I use Bane Nawab biryani masala. Whether it is chicken biryani masala or mutton biryani masala, there's not much difference. You can use either one of them. Then I add the red chili powder, coriander powder, coarsely ground pepper, the fried onions, then we have shah jeera, then we have pudina and coriander, the jeera, the ginger garlic paste, lime and green chilies. I am lucky to have desi ghee sent over by my mother, so I use the desi ghee. Then the turmeric, jeera powder, salt and saffron mixed in hot milk. And the curd. For the chicken, I prefer to use the thigh and the leg portion because the meat attached to a bone is very tender. I also use wings. I generally do not advise or suggest the breast cut of chicken because it's a lot fibrous and it's really not enjoyable while eating. Now I am adding the biryani masala to the chicken. And after that we add the fried onions. The onion should be crispily fried, golden brown. Once you add the onions, take the ginger garlic paste. Now I am adding pudina. This is finely chopped pudina leaves. And then the coriander, cleaned and chopped. Now I am adding jeera, shah jeera and the coarsely ground pepper. Now I am adding the jeera powder, dhania powder, and the turmeric. I am now adding the green chilies, red chili powder. This you can add as little or as much according to your taste, and very little salt because we add the salt into the rice and there is salt already in the masala, so add very less salt to the marination. Squeezing lemon into it. This adds a nice tangy flavor to the biryani. So add one lemon into the marination and one more we can add into the rice before putting it on the dum. Okay, now I am adding one of the most important ingredients, which is the curd. Once we add the curd, we will mix this marination properly and keep it aside for some time. I am now adding the oil. This oil was used for frying the onions. Now when you fry the onions, in the oil, they leave a lot of flavor in the oil, so we use the same oil for the marination as well. I am now mixing the marination. This typically, it would be very good if you can do it the previous night and keep it in the refrigerator overnight. That helps a lot. Otherwise, if you do not have time, at least an hour's marination will help. Now, I completed the mixing of the ingredients into the chicken. Just ensure that it isn't too liquidy. You have this kind of slight thick gravy kind of consistency. This will help you in getting good amount of masala, and also the rice will be dry. The next thing is to soak the rice. Typically, it would be better if you can soak it for at least an hour, if not more. So this is the rice that I kept for soaking, and after keeping it for at least an hour, you put the water on the stove. After soaking the rice, put a big pan on the stove with lot of water in it. Ensure that there is more water, there is a lot of water so that the rice can boil freely. And into this water, once you put it on the stove, you add the second pouch of the masala packet, which consists of salt and the whole garam masalas, which are the long ilaichi, salt, shah jeera and dalchini. Add this, mix it with a spoon. Mix it with a spoon, cover it with a lid and let it come to boil. Now you can see that the water wherein we added the masalas, the dry masalas with salt, has come to boil. This is the right time to add the rice, which we kept soaking for more than an hour. Just add the rice into this. We have put the rice into the boiling water. As you can see, one of the trick, as my Guru Deepak Edla suggests, is to have enough space, enough breathing space, so that the rice can boil freely. That is one of the very important techniques in making a good biryani. Now the rice has been boiling for a little while. You can see that there is still enough space in the basin for the rice to boil freely and dance around, as they say. It will probably take a couple of more minutes for it to come to the consistency when I would want to drain the water off and add this to the biryani handi, the marination for putting it on dum. So we'll get back after 2 minutes. The rice is now almost coming to the kind of consistency I was expecting, which is almost 80% cooked. Let us see. Yes, that you can see that it is almost there. At this time, you may also want to taste the salt and add a little if required. It is perfect. Now I am going to drain out the excess water from this and add this rice to the marination of the chicken and masalas for putting it on dum. This is where we are draining out the water from the rice. This is when you need to be a little very careful because it's very hot. I am using a thick towel which is folded 4 ways. This burns your arms. It might also help if you leave the tap open so that the hot water that is coming gets cooled off and the fumes don't burn your fingers. Now we have drained the water completely. We will take this rice and add this directly onto the marinated chicken. Just pour it over the chicken. And you can see how free-flowing this rice is. That tells us that the rice is perfectly cooked so far. Once you have drained the water, immediately put a thick curved kind of tawa on the stove. Put the stove on the high flame let the tawa heat properly. Please ensure that it is not a flat tawa, because when you put the handi on it for dum, it has to envelope it properly from the bottom. If you put on a flat tawa, then the handi doesn't get the heat evenly. The reason why we put this is that the heat has to spread out evenly and the chicken doesn't get burnt at the bottom. Now we have put the rice into the marinated chicken. On this, I am going to squeeze one lemon, which will add a little tanginess to the final product. Just spread it all over. After that, one of the most important flavor is adding the ghee. This is desi ghee from my village, Penpalli. I am going to add it all over. Now the ghee is added. I am going to add some saffron infused milk. I am using a spoon so that it spreads out evenly. After adding the saffron, we will now add some fried onions that we have kept aside after adding into the marination. You can also keep some fried onions aside, and when you are serving, you can add them on the top so that they add a little crunch and a sweetness to the biryani. Now that we have added all the things required, I am now going to seal this handi with aluminium foil. Just take this aluminium foil and seal the handi properly. For this small handi, I normally use 3 layers of the foil so that it remains completely sealed during the dum process. Once you put it on the stove, just see that it is properly centered and all corners of the handi are getting even heat. Right. Once you have put it on the stove, I am going to close it with a lid. There is no need to put any extra weight or anything because we have properly sealed it with the aluminium foil. We will now leave the stove on high flame for 5 minutes and then come back and reduce the flame. After 5 minutes on the high flame, reduce the flame to slightly more than sim and leave it there for next 20 minutes. So the handi was on dum for 25 minutes now. What we will do now is that we will remove the lid and we will make holes on 2 opposite sides of the handi which will let the steam out. I am making, it's just an inch wide hole which will let the steam out. The way this will help is that if any residual water or excess water is there inside under the rice, that will also come out and the chicken and the rice will be nice and dry. Yeah, this steam coming out. Right. Nice one. And when you have made this incisions into the aluminium foil, increase the flame to full and keep it on full for 5 minutes. After that, you can switch off the flame and let it rest for 10 more minutes. Now the biryani is ready. After putting it on dum for 5 minutes on high flame, 20 minutes on low flame, Last 5 minutes on high flame again. After making some incisions in the aluminum foil, this is the end result, and my guests and my children have been waiting for this for last 2 hours. Now the biryani is ready. I am digging out the first piece and seeing how it is. Wow, that looks good. That smells nice. Tumagaru does this. That smells nice. And this looks nice too. I hope all my friends who are here tonight and my children and my wife enjoy this biryani. Thank you very much. I wish all of you a very, very happy Diwali. Thanks for being with us for the biryani evening.